What's up, everybody? It's your boy in the building with another video, man. We just jumped off of this live, and I did a recap reaction video separate of that. I did the live, did the immediate reaction with the chat, and I appreciate everyone who jumped on board tonight for the lengthy live that I did for two games. But listen here, man. I did my recap video. This is another video. This is about what's going on right now with the Indiana Fever, Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark. And what I saw tonight was just absolutely nauseating to watch. Caitlin Clark got completely iced out of this game, and it has become glaringly apparent that, and it's almost unavoidable that they are not running anything through Caitlin Clark. Watching them on offense and watching how the game starts and watching how she gets people involved so quickly, and then her being yanked out of the game 4 to 5 minutes into the game, then she gets put back in. She didn't shoot the ball well in the first quarter, but yet she still had 3 assists. And then you see her randomly start getting moved off the ball. And you see Raven Johnson running the offense when Caitlin Clark's in the game with her. Or you even see Kelsey Mitchell dribbling the ball up the floor when she's in the game with Caitlin Clark. Or you see Aaliyah Boston dribbling the ball up the floor when she's in the game with Caitlin Clark. I keep forgetting to do this, but I'm going to do this next game. I'm going to have to remember this on Monday when the Fever play the Washington Mystics, and I'll do a live for that game too because I'm doing it for both channels, the Mystics channel, and man, they suck also. So if the Fever lose to the Mystics again, I won't have very many words left in me on this Fever team because the Mystics suck. And but watching her get completely iced off of the floor by her team, it's like if she doesn't create the shot herself, she's not going to get a shot. And it's unbelievably annoying. If she doesn't get the shot herself, she has to create it herself or she won't get a shot. But the ice out job that was done, I mean, where she's off the ball with all these different players, is out of control. It's out of control. And it seems like there's a couple of spots in the game where Caitlin Clark gets to handle the ball. And for about 75% of the game, she's off the ball. And it's inexplicable. You cannot give me a logical reason to why Caitlin Clark is off the ball for as long as she's off the ball. She is the starting point guard. She is the best creator in the game. She finishes tonight with 10 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds. She shoots 4 of 14, 0 of 5 in the first quarter, so 4 of 9 the rest of the way, for which she missed a layup at the end of the third that was a big shot. I think she usually makes that shot, and then she misses. She has a layup blocked by Jonquel Jones. So those are two of the shots that she missed in the final three quarters. She shot 6 threes. I don't think she was aggressive enough to the rim, but I think at this point, I think she's been mentally taken through the mud, and she's mentally shot. I mean, at this point, I think that she is mentally toast. The stuff that's gone on this week, the videos that have been put up by guys like Dan Dakich, where he sits here and says, I got all this information from his side, and everybody knows that he's friends with Lynn Dunn, Stephanie White. They're all buddy-buddy. They have a long-time relationship. So when he sits there and says stuff like, she's a diva, they can't stand her. Like, he literally said in his video that Stephanie White can't stand her. Now, I don't know what you would think or how you would feel about a situation like that, but I can tell you this. If you are 24 years old and you hear from a guy who has connections to your organization that your head coach can't stand you, what are you thinking? What's going through your mind? You got the organization forcing you to do a press conference early in the week saying that I ride or die for Steph. We're so this. I love Steph. Blase, blase. Folks, come on now. And then Stephanie White has a press conference, and she doesn't say the same thing about Caitlin Clark. She doesn't say that I ride or die for Caitlin Clark. She doesn't use those types of words for Caitlin Clark. And it gets real. It's obvious. It's obvious. This team, this locker room is in a bad space. They come back and they win over the Dream in a game that looked like a Stephanie White game. Caitlin played okay. But for the most part, again, you're taking the ball out of her hands. Other people are handling it. But tonight, it was so in your face. In the third quarter, when she was handling the rock, she had 4 assists. She had 5 points. She had 4 assists in the first 6.5 minutes of the third quarter. I think it was like 6.5 minutes or so. She carried them. They were up 12. They're up 57-45. I watched the video, and this ain't a shot, so don't go back running and say I'm taking a shot. I watched Ben's video tonight, and I think he probably just lost track of it, where he said that the Liberty punked the Fever in the second half. I would say no, they didn't punk them in the second half. They punked them in the final 12 minutes. The final 12 minutes, they punked them. The first 8 minutes of the third quarter, Caitlin Clark was dominating. Caitlin Clark there was a 3-point lead at halftime, 40-37, and that game was 57-45 with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter when they had that lengthy stoppage in play over the elbow from Najee Lady Hamilton that hit Clark in the face, which was a play-on situation. The ball was lost out of bounds. They should have just given them the damn ball and given Indiana the ball. Indiana should have just taken the ball and gone, kept playing. Instead, that particular play stopped the game for at least 5 to 7 minutes while they're doing a review, because every review in this league takes an hour. It should take 90 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds max. It was clear as day that wasn't a flagrant foul. And then they called it an offensive foul. It wasn't even an offensive foul. That means you literally can't go up for a layup. At this point, you can't even go up for a layup. Like, you can't go up for a shot, and if the person's face gets in your way going up for a shot, you get called for a freaking foul. It makes no sense. But that is where we are at. And that stopped the momentum and the rhythm of the game for the Indiana Fever. And from that point on, after Brianna Stewart started yelling at her teammates, yelling at everybody on the bench, the whole damn game changed. They started pressuring. And instead of Caitlin Clark having the ball, everybody else got the ball except for her. So in about an 8-minute period of the game, Caitlin Clark had 7 assists, and she played 34 minutes. And in the other 26 minutes, she had 2 assists. Now that takes away from the fact that there was at least 3 layups that were missed by Kelsey Mitchell on a fast break layup assist by Caitlin Clark, at least two by Aaliyah Boston, maybe 3. So there was at least 3 more assists that got missed on layups. This team missed 11 layups in this game, and maybe 4. So she could have had 4. She could have had 11, 12. She should have had 11 or 12 assists, which would have made her stat line look even better, even though she didn't score the ball tonight, but 10 points. But again, this is an example of when she doesn't have the ball, their offense looks like shit. And yet they keep running this garbage. They don't push off makes. They don't push off misses. About the only time they push off misses is when Caitlin gets the rebound. Because when she doesn't get the rebound, they're walking the ball up the floor. But they decided to just walk the ball up the floor, and Aaliyah Boston starts turning the ball over like a hot potato. Kelsey Mitchell's dribbling the air out the ball in the fourth quarter. They're up 3, and Caitlin picks up her 5th foul. They pull her. They should never have pulled her. I said when they pulled her, they're going to lose the game. And when she came back in, they were trailing by 2. It's a fact. So when Caitlin Clark was on the court, she was a +3. They lost by 8. So when she was off the court, they were -11. In 6 minutes. In 6 minutes of action, when she did not play, they were -11. And that includes the final 5 in which they had a tie game. I'm sorry, they're down in a tie game. They were at, okay. It was 66-66. She comes back in, but Brianna Stewart's at the free throw line to shoot free throws. So she makes the 2 free throws, and Caitlin's on the floor for one of the 2 free throws. So they get outscored by 8 the rest of the way, 7 the rest of the way. So coming to that point, Caitlin was +10. And they were tied. So when Caitlin played, they were dominating. When she came out the game, they sucked. That's basically what happened tonight. When she was on the floor, they dominated. And when she came out the game, they sucked. Period. Period, point blank. And in the final 5 minutes, she comes back in at the 4-minute mark. Kelsey Mitchell's dribbling in circles. Dribble, 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 dribble. Every action's for Kelsey Mitchell. Caitlin Clark is basically just a body on the court. No actions run for her. She took one shot in the fourth quarter. One shot. Like how? How does Caitlin Clark take one shot in the fourth quarter of a game like this? How are no actions run for Caitlin Clark in a game like this? How is Caitlin Clark not with the ball in her hands playing point guard in a game like this in the final 4 minutes? How does that happen? Happens because you're running your own bullshit offense. It happens because you're not pushing tempo. It happens because you're walking the ball up the floor. Watching this team tonight, it is unbearable to watch when Caitlin Clark doesn't have the ball. And for all of that, trade her. Enough already. Let's cut the bullshit. Trade her. Just trade her. You don't want her. You clearly want to run your offense through Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston turned the ball over today the entire game. She was credited with 4 turnovers. I think she had more than that. She fumbles the ball constantly. She can't dribble. She picks up her dribble so far up the court. At one point, it said 5 turnovers. I'm telling you right now, it said 5 turnovers. It says here 4 now. They moved it because it said 5. I'm telling you right now, she turns the ball over like a goddamn hot potato when she has the ball. She has no balance. She had 13 points. She had a 3 in the last second of the game on an assist by Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark really had 8 assists. She picked up that 9th assist. It was kind of a garbage assist on a Aaliyah Boston 3. I've had it. You don't want her, trade her, man. This shit we're going through, they scored 15 points in the second, 17 in the third, 18 in the fourth. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. You're up 40-31 with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. And what do? You take the ball to Caitlin Clark's hands and let Raven Johnson run the offense. And what happens? 6-0 run New York. It's a 3-point game at the end of at halftime. This is what continues to happen over and over and over again. It doesn't change. It's continuous. Kelsey Mitchell does not make anyone better. Kelsey Mitchell played 32 minutes, had 2 assists and 4 turnovers. Caitlin Clark played 34 minutes, had 9 assists and 3 turnovers. I know people harp on Caitlin's turnovers, right? Well, today she was 3-1 assist to turnover. And her turnovers were all in the first half because I remember them. I was yelling about them. But I've had it. I don't want to hear about Brianna Stewart's free throw shooting. She was getting fouled the entire game. And then they were inexplicably fouling on purpose down 6 with 1 minute and 6 seconds to go and 11 seconds on the shot clock. Again, you don't want Caitlin Clark on your team, trade her. Because in that post-game press conference, she looks dead inside. She looks miserable. She has a look on her face of complete discontent. Like she's done. She's had to deal with all the bullshit from people like Dan Dakich publicly ripping her. National media shredding her because her own coach won't defend her. If you don't want her, get rid of her. The fact that there is a rumor out there of a trade to LA, you know what? No. Trade her to New York so I can keep her on the East Coast where I can be awake at a normal time because I don't want to watch a 1 o'clock morning basketball games, man. Trade her to New York. I'm sure the New York Liberty will happily trade Marine Johannes and whoever the fuck else and get Caitlin Clark on that roster with Sabrina and Brianna and Satu and Jonquel Jones, and they'll go win a WNBA championship. The team is now 5-5. And it gets worse every game. Trade her. Please end this misery. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hype the video, man. I want to hear what you got to say. Do you agree with me? Please let me know in the comments. I want to hear it all, bro. But that's all I got for this one, man. This is Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.